So this session will focus specifically on confidence. And confidence is really what it comes down to. If you're a confident trader, you will take good risks. You will be more resilient when you face losses and drawdowns. You'll have continual self-belief, and your bottom line will show it. Whereas lack of confidence, you'll be scared to take good trades, you'll get down on yourself, you won't let your winners run for fear of losing profits, which you find are hard to come by. You'll be less decisive, you won't trust your own analysis, and so on. So, safe to say that confidence is huge for every trader. And the question becomes, how can you be a confident trader, and how can you maintain that confidence throughout tough periods and periods where you're losing? Well, just a couple words on this first before I share the techniques. One is that the biggest way to acquire confidence by far, and this is not any psychological technique or anything, is to build up your skills of reading the market as much as possible. And the better your skills at reading the market, and the better your strategy, tactics, and execution, the more confidence you're naturally going to feel. Okay, so sometimes good psychology has nothing to do with psychology. Sometimes it's all about just developing your skills, and you'll naturally have good psychology, right? I mean, we talked about this as the foundation, and I'm just repeating it here, but it's also the foundation of confidence. Okay, so having a real edge will just naturally give you confidence because you know that if you just keep taking trades, you'll end up ahead. Now, I'll go through a couple techniques that are specifically designed to evoke confidence when it may be waning, when you might be having a hard time, even if you do have an edge, even if you're already a profitable trader, you might be having a hard time in the market and having a hard time conjuring up confidence. These techniques should help a lot. But then I'll also end with a general strategy for keeping up confidence on a continual basis. Alright, so let's take a look at technique number one. And technique number one is what we call the personal highlight reel. Now, if you watch sports, you know that a lot of the good athletes have highlight reels, right? And any athlete, I mean, they don't have to be Michael Jordan or Tiger Woods, but any athlete that's played enough has had some good plays, right, that would be their own personal highlight reel. Now, these might not be on TV or DVDs like a Michael Jordan highlight reel, but it is in their mind through the form of memory, right? So this technique is all about, in trading, we're not going to have a highlight reel where we can just pop it in the TV and just watch our best plays like they can in sports. But we have something better than TV, and that's our minds. Our minds keep all of our memories, and some of those memories are some of the great trading plays and great trades we've made in the past. And so this technique is all about recalling those and doing it in an intentional, proactive manner. All right? So let's say you've been trading and you're going through a bit of a tough period. The last few days, just the market conditions haven't really been there, and you've been taking some losses, and you're having a hard time feeling confident about yourself and your abilities, even though you've been learning a lot and your skills have been improving. Well, one way to quickly gain some confidence within 1 or 2 minutes is to play a personal trading highlight reel for yourself in your own mind. So to do this, it's actually quite simple. All you would do is to close your eyes and visualize some past trades. Now what you want to do here is you want to actually kind of set it up in advance and think about this and remember some of your best trades, right? And you want to put yourself back into that situation, right? You want to visualize what it was like while you were trading back then. And the key here to making it effective as a highlight reel is to use the different modalities while visualizing and focus on really feeling it. So what do I mean by modalities? Well, one modality is sight, right? But we also have touch and hearing and smell and taste, right? So to make something realistic, you want to put yourself in a frame of mind that draws upon all these modalities, or as many as possible, maybe not taste, but just as much as to get you feeling like you're really there. So you might close your eyes and visualize yourself at your trading screens and feel the mouse or the keyboard in your hand and see the screen as it was when you made that trade, right? And the important part is to feel what you felt like at that time, right? So you can just see yourself taking the trade confidently, right? And then you can skip ahead and quickly visualize how it worked out and how it was such a great trade. And the important part here is to really feel the feeling you felt at that time. Of course, if it was such a great trade, you must have felt happy, gratified, and confident, right? It must have gave you that feeling of confidence to make a good trade like that, right? And you want to put yourself back there and really feel it again. And if you've been trading for a decent amount of time, even if you're a losing trader, you should have several of these to draw on. And what you really want to do is you want to stack a few in a row. And you want to kind of visualize this highlight reel in your mind one after the other, right? So you want to get yourself in that state, you want to see your screen, and then just go from one trade to the other and just focus on that feeling of confidence that you had when you actually made them. And within 1 to 2 minutes, when you finish doing this, you should feel very confident, because what you visualize in your mind is just as real to your mind as reality is. That's why even when you think of something scary, your heart can start really beating, you can get extremely anxious, while there might not be any real danger around you. The power of the mind is extremely evident. All right, so you want to use it for your benefit here. So if you ever have a period where you are not feeling confident, you can quickly use this highlight reel technique to mentally review your past trades, feel as if you're still there now experiencing them, feel what you felt at that time, put several in a row, and that will evoke that feeling of confidence for you. All right, and one thing to do with this is you don't need to wait for tough times and a lack of confidence to employ it. You can do this daily before you start trading, or midday to regain that confidence and just kind of continually stay in that state. And no matter how many times you do this, every time you review those past trades, it'll evoke a feeling of confidence. It's just a natural thing. All right, so this is a great technique to use to either stay continually confident or to have that pick me up when you're not feeling it as much as you'd like to. Now, what if you don't have many good trades to think back to, right? What if you don't remember any in vivid detail that could evoke this confidence? Well, there's another technique, and this one uses another power of the mind. And this technique is creative visualization. Right? So the first technique is all about memory. You remember things that actually happened and you draw confidence from them. This one is about creatively visualizing something that hasn't happened, but that can still give you confidence, because that's how the mind works. The mind does not need for something to have happened for it to affect you. I mean, think about imagination. All great inventors and all that first have it in their mind before it has actually happened, and this gives them huge motivation. It causes huge emotion in them, and it sometimes drives them for years, all based on something that hasn't happened. So the creative power of the mind is huge. And to employ this technique, what you want to do is to visualize your ideal trades, or to visualize yourself making great trades. Okay? And here, for this to be effective, you want to focus on both winning and losing trades, and you want to evoke thoughts and feelings of confidence based on trading correctly. Okay, so if you're just going to go out there and think about making a lot of money, the first losing trade that hits might just shake you out of that confidence. While if you had visualized correct trading and focused on correct process and felt proud and confident about that, this is a confidence that can stay with you. All right, so what you want to do here, again, not more than 1 to 2 minutes. All right, you want to visualize yourself. You want to, if you're already sitting on your trading screen and you're there, it's easy to feel like you're in front of it because you already feel the chair under you, you already feel all that. And so you just want to now use your mind's eye to visualize the trading screen, to fast forward ahead to the day, and to visualize certain trades setting up, and maybe visualize your actual trading plan and your strategy for that day and whatever tactics you plan to use, and visualize yourself carrying that out in a correct, ideal manner. Okay, visualize yourself taking those trades at your key zones. If it's a potential trend day, visualize yourself getting on board at market aggressively. Visualize riding the trend aggressively after that. Okay, visualize yourself actually clicking the dome and seeing the order go in and feeling good that you're doing the right things at the right times, right? And feeling confident, right? So here you're creatively visualizing, so you can choose how you think and how you feel. That's the beauty of it. So choose confidence, feel confident for doing it, and then see one of those trades, don't make it too many, but see one of them going into a loss and feel confident that you took that loss correctly, and then right after that you had a winning trade and another winning trade, right? Or it started with some winning ones and then you had a losing one but then another winning one, and see yourself not being affected by the loss and staying confident and then taking a great winner right after and bouncing back that quickly, right? Focus on the correct process, but also let it be an overall great result. All right, and this doesn't have to take a long time. These you can just fast forward through your mind. You just visualize yourself entering, then fast forward to the result and how you feel then, and maintain the confidence because you choose how to feel. All right, and it's a simple technique, but it's a powerful technique. And even if you are an experienced trader and you have a great highlight reel, you can also use this, right? You can first visualize your highlight reel to give you confidence, but then you can visualize ahead in the day of trading your plan correctly, and this not only gives you confidence, but it actually prepares you to do the right things when the time comes during the day, right? So it has a double benefit to it. And once your mind has seen you doing the correct things and you can feel it and believe it, then you are much more likely to do them in real life when the time comes. Okay, so these are two great techniques that you can use every day, and you can use it every day before the market opens, and you can even use it during the day. If you find yourself slipping, you can recollect yourself and revisualize. Okay, and they're simple, but they're extremely powerful. They use the nature of your mind to create the feeling of confidence. You don't have to wait for good results to feel confident. And saying that brings me to an important point I want to make, which I mentioned at the beginning, and that's that how do you maintain continual confidence no matter what is happening in your trading? So to maintain a confident state of mind, focus on correct trading process and draw confidence from that versus purely from good results. All right, so the problem with confidence for most traders is that they draw their confidence purely from their trading results, right? And most equity curves go up and down. You have equity highs and then you have a drawdown. So what ends up happening to a lot of traders is that their confidence rises and wanes with their equity curve. And since most traders lose money, their confidence is usually just degrading with time, right? So no one just starts out profitable, right? You have to get to a point of profitability. And your best odds of getting to a point of profitability, if you're not already there, is to be confident. And so the thing to get you there before you're actually profitable is to focus on process, to draw your confidence from that. And what that means is, you've studied all of this up till now. You have a powerful strategy, you have tactics, you have execution, you have market understanding, and all of that give you a potential to have a real edge in the market. All right? And you should have rules in place for how you want to trade, for risk management, for all those things that you do. And each time you do them correctly, draw confidence from that, right? Feel good about yourself for doing those things correctly, because trust me, if you keep doing them correctly and you study and you increase your skills and you practice doing these correct things based on everything we've taught you in this training, then your odds of making it as a trader and actually making money are extremely high. All right? And that just comes down to you, to how committed you are to it. And there's no reason why you can't achieve it if you are committed to it. So draw confidence from that. Right? Feel confident about the fact that if you continue doing the right things, you will make it. Right? So even if you had a losing day, if you did the right things, feel confident that in time your skills will be built to the point where you can read the market better and do more right things and make money consistently. Right? But feel confident that you are building up the good habits and the right process. And if you can do this, your confidence can continue to rise even if your results aren't really there. Because you're judging yourself and you're rating yourself based on how well you stick to correct trading process. If you see a potential trend day and all the signs were there and you get in and you hold and the trade goes well in your direction and then it reverses and you lose those profits, feel confident that you had the guts to actually do the correct thing, which is if the conditions were there, you hold. Sometimes it doesn't work out. That's okay. Feel confident that you did that correctly when most traders couldn't. Right? If you avoid all the chop in the middle and wait for a zone and take a trade there, even if that's a loss, feel confident that you are conditioning your mind to not take marginal trades and to stick to the zones. All right? And feel confident that with time you'll get better at finding the correct zones and at identifying those. So focusing on process is really what allows you to have continual confidence and to keep it even during drawdowns. Because drawdowns are normal, and as long as you're focusing on correct process, you know you'll come out ahead in the end, and that's what it's really all about. Okay, so just be careful of attaching too much of your confidence to just results. Of course, we're human, and I'm not gonna come and do like some books say where they expect you to be perfect and emotionless. Of course, you're gonna feel even more confident when you have good results. So let's not kid ourselves about that. If you're making money, you're just gonna feel more confident. So don't try to be too mechanical about this and too idealistic. But at the same time, don't make it purely about results. Try to make it as much about process as possible. You're always going to feel better when you make money, but that doesn't mean you have to feel bad, and it doesn't mean your confidence has to take a hit when you don't. All right? And that's what it's really all about. And so if you can do that, if you can keep that state of mind up, and then combine that with those two techniques specifically about confidence, and then everything you've learned before, of course, can also be applied to confidence, like your body posture. You can just have a more confident physiology, and that'll make you feel more confident. And when you reframe certain thoughts, that'll give you more confidence, and so on. So you use all that too. That also applies to confidence, but I just wanted to give you this session that's specifically about the subject of confidence, and I hope it helps you with that going forward.